advice I tell people is there's 100% in the SOW. That means 120%. Like, we're in it to make you look so good, client. And usually that little bit of over delivery spills over into a referral.
We've got John Geletka with us today. He's the founder and manager of Geletka, a full-service agency in Chicago. John, thanks for being here.
Glad to be here. This is awesome. I love your space. It feels awesome. Like, great things happen here.
It's the lighting. I think it's like there's a warmness to it. And it's the mark.
The mark and the people. These people are pretty nice. They're solid. They got me in under control. I love it.
So I got to ask the question, so how'd you come up with a name for the agency?
A lot of work. A lot of naming exercises, paid a couple consultants.
I mean, many hours later, and then you're just like, you know what?
Got it.
Yeah.
There's a little bit of a story, though.
Okay.
I, for years, one of my best friends in the business, Josh Hurley, he ended up passing a few years ago, but convinced me to put my name on the door. And we were going to go and do something together. But Josh was going through some personal stuff at the time. And the original name of the agency was Geletka plus Hurley.
Okay.
And then Josh couldn't do it anymore. And then I just went with it. Yeah. And I said, this isn't going to work. It'll be a nice, let's call it just something to take on some consulting while I figure out what's going on. And my wife's like on me, like, you got to work and do something. I'm like, do I really? And so the name actually came from that, and then it was validated by Josh, an amazing creative, like one of the best in the cities. Then another really good friend of mine, Jeff, who's still with the company, Jeff Walker, was like, yes, you got to do this too. And having these two people who I admire more than anything support my weird ass last name on the door was validating. And I said, all right, it gave me a lot of confidence.
That was the sign you needed. You needed something to tell you, yes, go for it.
Yeah.
So I always like to ask, because we're both agency owners, like, what's your background that sort of before you became John, the agency owner? Like, what were you doing? What were you spending a lot of your time? Like, what sort of, whether it was creative or whatever, like, what was your background?
Yeah. Well, I was, to some people, I'd say I was flopping around like a fish for 20 years.
Sure, but, know that well.
Actually, I was at agency boot camp. And so my career, I was a kid from the South Side. Like, I grew up at 51st and Central, and I did pretty well in school, and I ended up getting into the Art Institute of Chicago, and it was like a big thing for me. I got into the best art school.
Yeah.
But South Side kid, you can only get a little bit of scholarship money, so I got a job to help offset the cost, and I got a job at this company called Navistar, big trucking company, and I worked at first in the mailroom, and then
classic. Do they still have mailrooms?
No.
Okay, those aren't around anymore, I didn't think.
But I was like, I knew all the execs.
Was it old time? Did you talk? Was it like an old timey voice kind of thing? I'm thinking of the Newsies, actually. That's different.
No.
The mailroom is very different than that.
It was awesome. I sat in the back. Me and this guy Ed Jackson. We do listen to jazz music and toss mail all day, and I'd have a few runs to the post office. It was great.
Did you have a cart and you like ran behind it and
maybe
kind of
here
thing?
and there for some interoffice
I can totally visualize it. I've seen the movies.
It's kind of amazing.
It sounds awesome.
But did that for a little bit, and then I said one day I was splitting between the facility services and archives, and I'm like, hey, I could take all this records management and tape backup stuff, and I can put this online. Go get a book, learn to code, and I learned Classic ASP, wrote a records management app, and put it online on the intranet. And then IT called me, and throughout
some entrepreneur type stuff right there you just did.
I got work and school covered.
Yeah.
So it was brutal. Like, I mean, I got up, classes at the Art Institute are 9 to 4. And I got up in the morning at 4 with my dad, 4:15, went to work out, went to school, and then offset those days with work.
Holy cow.
Did that. It gets you ready for the agency world. That's why I'm
giving
you the long version.
Yeah, I'm getting it. It's starting to click now.
You just don't sleep, work really hard.
Yeah.
Fast forward to getting out of school, I got hired by this thing called marketing. I knew shit about marketing.
Well, it's interesting because you went to the Art Institute. What'd you go to the Art Institute for?
Painting.
So that's like super duper on the far fringe creative side, but then you're over here like doing organized things with the organized brains do.
Yeah.
Like that's very different.
It's I always tell people this. I learned a lot more in art school about business than I did in business school. And what art taught me about business, right? And you get this as a creative, but it teaches you, if you got a painting in front of you, right? You have to understand, and I'm as an observational figure painter, but you have to understand what's in front of you. You have to understand how to capture what's in front of you. You have to understand what to do with that, how to take take a person, a viewer through, I'm like in tech mode here, take the viewer through. Then I have to understand how to manipulate them with contrast and color and structure and shape. And then I have to have some fun doing it.
Sure.
All those things translate really well to business. Just take out the word painting. I have a business problem in front of me. I have to generate revenue. I have to understand where I'm at in the world, what's in front of me. I have to capture it and articulate it back. I have to do some things within that picture to control that revenue around me and make it flow. And there's really odd parallels.
That's cool to hear that how your brain works.
Oh, it's a spidery thing. People tell me, I'm like, it's quite normal.
Yeah, not really. So you made it through this, you got through these agency experiences. So why start an agency? I mean, starting one and owning it and running it is different than working for one, right?
Yeah, in a lot of ways. Yes, and why start an agency?
It's hard.
It's one of the hardest. You don't make a lot of money. You go into this business. I always tell people, this is a business of love, right? So I guess my why is it fuels the mindset. And I love to learn every day. I love to be challenged. And I love new things. Structure drives me absolutely mad. And an agency just fuels the brain and the psychology. And even on the worst days, it's an incredibly wonderful business. We get to create shit for a living.
Yeah.
No matter what, even if clients aren't paying, staff's crabby, got a bad brief, or good, we still get to the privilege of making stuff and expressing commercially or not, which to me, and it took me a long time to get there, is...
So you have that mindset? And to believe
it's
that?
the highest honor.
Yeah.
That a brand, whether a brand or not, an individual will trust me with expressing, letting them help express their story, their vision. It's just awesome.
Yeah. That's kind of the thing that I think about too, is I think I love that gratitude mindset, because it just makes things get into perspective real quick. But just the notion that you're helping somebody express themselves, that's kind of the fundamental thing that I always think about in terms of what is it that we're doing here, and that is what excites me. So one of the things, I'm just asking for a friend.
Yeah.
How do you get new business?
Ooh.
What's not walk me through your pipeline and all that kind of stuff, but everybody kind of has a thing that they figured out, I feel like, that they kind of lean into, and they're like, this is because it's part of it's what do you like to do with what are you good at with what just kind of works for your agency? Have you figured anything out there for you or is it just kind of throwing spaghetti at the walls and it's just whatever?
No, how we get new business, right? We've been lucky. It's rare, but our new business has come from, let's call it 90% referral and 10% talking about our work through PR.
Yeah.
And
so you guys do formal PR for your agency?
We do. An agency owner in town, Tom O'Keefe, OKRP. I've admired those guys forever. Tom's amazing, all the good things. He gave me a really good piece of advice. He goes, don't spend on new business, invest in PR. And I did. And last year it yields a nice number. It yields, let's call it 30% in revenue.
Interesting. Really?
And now we do a lot of work. The other part of that 90% of how we get business is simply bust our ass, deliver, do what we say we're going to do, and focus on the little things. Mm-hmm. Those two things really sound easy and normal and human, but they're really hard to do as you scale. You get different perspectives on both sides, on our side, on the client side, but really just focusing hard on do what we say we're going to do, deliver, do the work it takes to understand the customer, the problem.
Right.
And the other little kind of advice I tell people is there's 100% in the SOW, that means 120%. So
over deliver.
Always, yeah. But not to the point where it's giving the work away, but just like we're in it to make you look so good, clients, and usually that little bit of over delivery spills over into a referral.
We actually wrote into, I had Tony, who's our creative director, who recently joined the past couple of years, sort of redid our brief to help, make it a better brief. He comes from the ad world, and so one of the pieces he put in there was like, what's the over deliverable? Yes. And I was like, that's part of the brief now. That's part of the process. And obviously you guys probably talk about it a lot too, but like that thing is so important. Like to not just like, okay, yeah, let's add more value, but like let's talk about it. Let's make it part of how we do business.
And that's, for me, a very smart thing you guys are doing for growth.
Yeah, cool. So I always like to talk about decision making with other owners. So like, this is probably hard to think of, but what's the best decision that you think you've made at your agency?
Taking bets on people has been the best decision. We've
like hiring person, not knowing exactly how it's going to turn out, but let's go for it. I have a good feeling.
Yes, hiring people for their mindset, for a gut feeling, for how they talk and their love and passion for something versus their actual experience. Like our tech lead, right? This is his first tech job. He's a career switcher. I love career switchers. I love, our new clients.
You're kind of a career switcher.
A little bit.
A little bit.
Just a little. But that mindset serves the industry really well. So of all the decisions I've made is taking bets on people. And sometimes they don't pan out. And sometimes that's us that says no. Sometimes it's a person that says no, and that's okay.
Right.
And realizing that's okay, and like it's not personal, it's just business. But taking bets on people, I will always take bets on people. Hire a little bit ahead, right? Take that risk. Don't wait for the revenue. Be ready for it. You can find it if you work your ass off. And then take bets on people with a really strong mindset. And maybe they've never held a camera, but they understand how to articulate a story so well that you're like, I can teach you in a couple days how to hold a camera, how to light, and I will get this amazing thing. And I'll continue to do that as we grow.
Love that. So I asked you what's the best decision you've ever made. So I have to do the
flip-flop.
So the question is, have you ever taken Molly? What hard drugs have you taken?
I've been in the agency world for 25 years. That's my answer.
But the real question is, what's the worst decision you've ever made?
On the business side, I haven't made, I'm trying to think. I will make bad decisions. I know that.
It could also be more like a generic.
I like to give specifics because I've made a lot of bad decisions, but they're like tiny little micro things that I've been able to recover from. I've made bad decisions. I've taken my eye off the ball on accounts before, where I knew I knew better, but I wanted to let the team run. I didn't trust my gut. Stuff like that has been micro bad decisions. I've been lucky. I haven't made like a big macro bad acquisition,
But I like that example. Like, the account, like I really wanted it to succeed, but are you, what's happening in your mind there? I know for me, sometimes it's like, I don't want to get in the way. I want the learning to happen. I want people to feel like they've accomplished it. I don't want to be the micromanager-y person, and I know sometimes I can do that, and I'm trying not to be that person today. What kind of happens with you there? Those things or other things? Yeah,
that's a real part of, and it comes from just who I am, having my name on the door, and I have to in order. If I don't do that, if I don't hire amazing people, we don't grow.
Sure.
Like we stop with, we got a little bit of capacity, but that stops at 30 people. It just kind of hits this capacity. So I've got to let go. And I think that I've got some of our largest clients that I've stepped away in a point where I'm comfortable. I'll review the work at certain stages.
Yeah.
I will, but the team operates autonomously, which is amazing. But a mistake I make is letting go too early. And it's not like a knock on the team. It's just sometimes it takes a while to build trust and a relationship with a new client who may not know you or may not know the team.
You're two different people at the end of the day, so you are going to show up differently somehow.
Yes, exactly. So there's that. So that's a challenge that I'll continue to try to find the balance and optimize across the board. But right now, from business perspective, I'm like more excited. My team goes out and has fun on their own. They have friendships and relationships. For me, that's a really good sign.
Yeah, absolutely.
That they there's these little bitty like things you look for in agency. Does the team function or have fun, work together without you? Are they just showing up with you and going home?
How do you decide when to hire for a role? And you said always be ahead, don't be behind, right?
Hiring methodology is as long as I can support the full-time staff with booked revenue for a 12-month period, I make the hire. Now I will change that as we grow.
And you're looking at even just like receivables as a whole, or like cash pure?
No, I'm looking at it as booked revenue.
Booked revenue.
So yeah, I mean, ultimately, right? That's because receivables. I mean, we haven't invoiced in a lot of cases for that, but a client may have signed for a 12-month retainer.
Got it.
And the other thing is, even projects, I try to price them out and treat them like a retainer. And I learned that early on to like start small when you're running the business, pay yourself a really small salary, get used to the cash flow game. And if you get a project that's $100,000, $200,000, try to horizon that out. Whether you're doing it on the books, like an accrual accounting, and you're recognizing the revenue monthly based on, or you're doing it work on progress or hours, whatever your scheme is.
So you're not thinking about it like, okay, I did this, even though the work gets recognized technically in month 2, you're like, no, we're recognizing this for a year.
I still try to horizon those projects out.
Why is that? I mean, it might sound really obvious to some.
Because I'm not a smart financial person, and I need to put protections in for myself, and it just helps me. It served me well.
It's a long-term. It's a way to look at things more long-term.
I haven't hit the line in 6 years.
Yeah, that's great, man. How long have you been as Geletka? Is it
6 years?
5 or 6? 6 years.
Yeah, this is our 6th year in September.
Congrats.
Yeah, thank you. It's a long time. It's like 20 years in agency.
Yeah, it is. That's like dog years.
Yes. So, but it's more of a little bit like the agency is like my psychological self-protection. Putting projects and looking at everything as a retainer is my financial protection, and it's worked. Oddly enough, and I know when it won't work. And I know there's certain stages of a business where I will hire a better operator than myself when, we have the profitability to support that level of overhead.
But you're not thinking like, well, I don't ever want it to get bigger than X number of people. Are you thinking like, oh, we'll just keep going and see how it goes?
You see how we feel.
Yeah.
And I don't know if it's a people game anymore. I mean, it's very interesting. Everybody in the industry talks about AI.
Yeah.
It is having a major impact on what we can do right now in a positive way.
Yeah. How have you guys implemented AI, if at all?
Yeah, so I was talking to some people, I'm like, we're using it terribly. We don't know what we're doing. And they go, John, you're actually a little bit ahead of most people.
We're not using it, so,
Yeah, so how do we use it? Today we use, an assistant for meeting notes.
Sure.
Which is awesome. Hops in the call, divvies out assignments. In a few weeks, it'll integrate with Slack and Monday and divvy those to the people, which is awesome.
So you guys do anything with generative?
A little bit, yes. Yeah, that's kind of the third tier. Okay. So tier 2 is research and practical.
Research, right.
And it just gets us to the problem faster.
Yeah.
I always tell people as creatives, my favorite thing about AI is not the generative stuff, which is kind of fun, but it's the fact that it figures out the average faster, right? And what do I do? Why do I hire a researcher or an analyst to get to the average, to do the work, to understand where that middle is, the brief, if you will. GPT and Perplexity and folks do that really fast. So now I'm at the average faster. I'm at the average of the research, what the research tells us. I'm at the average of what the client wants.
Are you becoming an AI person yourself, or you're using it yourself, or you got an AI whiz on your team that's like, hey, give it to Jeffrey, because that guy can use this tool in ways I have no way of doing?
Good question. I don't have that one person. I think some folks are really strong. We got some designers who are really strong and can do some really nice generative work.
Where do you stand on the, you obviously have creatives and you guys do, video and productions, and you guys do create creative work, and there's this whole sort of ethical conversation right now, right? And something I'm really curious as to how other people see it.
We don't want to, intentionally steal other people's work or ideas, or bring them together, or use the machine to abuse that. And we want to deliver creative that connects with humans and and that needs a human in it. Like you can't really take that out. So, for me, I think I fall in the middle of the ethics, because I go on the left-hand side of here, I go, well, we were borrowing from all these creatives to do in a brand project, for example. We're building boards.
Yeah, like here's an example, right? Like there's a lot of reference material you use already.
100%. We borrow little pieces from that. AI does that naturally, just a million times a second, a lot faster.
Right.
It's doing the exact same thing, and I'm going that we were doing, but it's almost doing it too fast and to a fault, and it's not citing its sources, and it's not doing it. Not all AI, because like we'll build our own sandboxes with client assets and only reference, those assets, if you will, to do some it's not as good.
Right.
But as you train it over time, you start to get a little bit more, we'll call it ethical AI.
Yeah.
And the other side, and I'm like, this is rooting creative on the right hand side. It's not human. It's just delivering the average, which gives me a lot of hope, right? Because even when it does this and a million times a second, it's still the average. My job as an agency, creative, human, is to push people away from the average and to give them a new perspective. And that I think we still have a good chance as humans of doing.
I think we do. Yeah.
For now.
I'm with you on that. Yeah. For now, it's crazy. I think when you see the growth and the evolution over a short period of time, because it's evolving so fast, that's where it's kind of like, I have no idea where this is going. But yeah, to your point, I mean, when I see that really that conversation, that ethical conversation where there's people who are obviously they're creatives and they see this like weird dark side of people, not AI, but like talking about like, hey, Hollywood's over and this is over and creative is over and it only took me $7 to make that commercial you made with AI. It does look cool. That is super cool. But it's insane looking too. And like, so I keep seeing these people coming up with these like, check out this commercial. It's going to replace everything. I just haven't seen an example of where it's like, but would a human want to watch that? Like, it is cool that it got done that way. But does it actually connect with me at a human level?
The optimist in me goes, you did that in 7 minutes. So cool. Blow it out for the next couple weeks and build a full series and change the way storytelling look. You've opened up this entire world that you can now build on. And
the democratization too of that, the ability for people to do things they couldn't do because they didn't have the money to do it is pretty cool.
It's still work, and you still got to go do it. Yeah. And I'm wondering, the only other little thing I add, and I was just wondering out loud too, because I go back and forth, will it be like we used to make a lot of money in the early 2000s on websites, millions of dollars, and maintenance teams. Yeah, and that went away with builders and Squarespaces and common frameworks and browsers that like, we all read the DOM the same way, so we don't have to code differently. And that was kind of a sad thing because a lot of tech businesses went under. Right. But for me, it was like, well, we don't have to do the maintenance anymore. We can focus on the cool stuff. We can focus on better storytelling, better interactions. And I'm hoping that the focus shifts, right? It allows you to do the like you said, the cooler stuff. I always like to ask this question, like, what is something that you've kind of discovered that you're really good at? So over time, I've gotten better at building teams. I never thought I was good at it. And I never thought I was good at putting people together to do amazing things. And maybe over the past 10 years, like I feel like oh, this is a skill. Yeah. Because I'm really bad at a lot of things. Like
like what?
All right. How much time do we have here? Everything.
My last question is a question I ask everybody. Yeah. What is one thing that we should stop saying in the workplace? A word or a phrase. Some people think of corporate jargon. Some people think of other things.
Let me say, it's not my job is the thing I hate the most.
Okay. Yeah.
And I could easily go back and say, well, it's not my job to stock the bathroom and buy the snacks and make the calls and pay the bills and do this stuff. But it's one of those things that's drove me mad throughout my career when people aren't interested in diving into something. Maybe it's a mindset and why I hire people like me.
It's that mailroom boy.
You figure it out. Like like, look at the generation. We have access to everything in the world on our phone. I can talk to GPT and have it search and riff ideas.
Yeah.
I grew up with all this information. Like, every book is at my fingertips. Why would I not take advantage of that? It's incredible.
Yeah.
I've got amazing media, experts around me. Why not do the things? So I cringe when that happens.
Yeah. I mean, I love your sense of wonder and amazement of,
well, I'm like a
you
child.
have to keep that. You have to keep that alive, man. That's so important. John, this was awesome. I really appreciate you. I feel like I could talk your ear off for many hours because we're kind of in similar worlds here, and I have a lot to learn from you, but I really appreciate the conversation.
Well, same. Let's talk business after this.
Sounds good, man. Thanks for being here.
Thank you.
Eu final.